Hey, so last week we talked about two main concepts, sin and grace. And that sort of set the stage. But now I need to introduce you to who is talking about what. So there's this group of people listening to Jesus talk, and they can be broken down into two categories. So you've got the outcasts who nobody really likes very much, and then you've got another group of people who are the religious leaders, the Pharisees, who the other people don't really like so much. And Jesus is going to tell them a parable. Now, a parable is a story that has a purpose, a deeper meaning, okay? And so he has made characters in the story to represent both groups of people. Okay, so there's a dad in the story representing our Heavenly Father, God, Jesus, the person telling the story. Then there's an older brother. Hands up if you are the oldest in your family, because I am. So the older brother represents the Pharisees, the people who are the religious leaders following all the rules really well, okay? Then there's the younger brother. Hands up if you're the youngest in your family. I'm not, so I should not have my hand up. But the younger brother represents the outcasts that are listening, the people who don't really fit in, don't really belong, maybe are tax collectors, kind of have some people mad at them for certain reasons, that kind of thing. So you've got these three characters representing the three people present who are listening to the story. And back in those days, like now, kids would be working at the home until they go off and do their own thing. So the younger brother comes to his dad and says, I know that you're nowhere close to dying yet, but I know that I should get my inheritance. So I want it now, and I'm gonna peace out. Now let's get one thing straight here. That request is extremely disrespectful. And I mean extremely, really disrespectful. Alas, that's what the brother says. And the dad, whose heart would be crushed, okay, says, okay. Because the dad wants to give good gifts to his kids. The dad doesn't want to stop his child from making their own decisions, right? He's got free will, but he wants the son to stay home, to be with him, to have a relationship with him because the son wants to. Not because he's forcing him and saying, well, no, I'm gonna keep the money and if you act like my son. No, okay? The father says, okay, I love you no matter what. I want to have a real relationship with you, but if that's not what you're wanting, I can't force it. I'm not gonna force you to stay. Here's your part of the inheritance. Here's all the money. I hope you come back one day. Now, I'm a parent now, right? And I cannot imagine how upset that dad would be watching his son just walk away, not wanting anything to do with him anymore. Crushed, okay? Your parents, they love you so much. They want to have a relationship with you. We have kids, people have kids because they want that relationship, not because we want our kids to do anything for us. Like, think about that. Seriously crushed. That is so painful. If you had a friend who only wanted to be your friend because of what you could give them and not because of who you were, but then so much more because it's a family member, awful. Okay, you get my point, right? It's like not ideal. So the son takes his inheritance just rudely, disrespectfully, basically says like, see ya, I only want your money, bye. And then the dad is crushed and the older brother is still staying there, following all the proper rules, helping out on the farm, doing it the proper way. All right, so we're gonna pause there and we're just gonna sit with those uncomfortable feelings, right? We don't understand how somebody could act so disrespectfully, so rudely to someone who has only been loving to them. Maybe we can understand where the dad's coming from a little bit though, right? We can understand that he wants this child's relationship more than he wants to dangle something over and force him to stay, right? So that's real love, allowing that relationship to stretch as it needs to. That's not easy. That's really hard. So think about that this week. Like, are you the younger brother who needs to have a bit of an attitude change maybe? Or are you the older brother in the story who's trying to follow all the right rules? Do it all perfect. Or maybe you're the dad figure in this story and you have someone in your life, a friend who is stretching some boundaries with you and you're trying to honor them, right? There's something in there for each of us. I think at times we're all three of those people, right? We make mistakes, we disrespect. We also have people test boundaries with us, and we also try to do our best to follow the rules, and we think we're doing the exact right thing, okay? So then we're gonna look at all the different characters in the story as the story progresses and see how we're all in each of them. So I hope you have a really great week, and I'm super pumped to see you back next week. Bye.